Alright, good morning guys. Late start to today. I think with it being such a terrible day outside, chances are I'm going to be doing electrics and water again. Could do with sorting this kitchen out at some point, so that could be tomorrow. Get the electrics sort of somewhere light today, I think. Check my to-do list and let's crack on. So I've got a list of jobs that I wrote down last night. Don't even remember half of them, and there's a few little jobs that I need to just go around and do. So to wake up this morning, I'm going to do all these little jobs. When I took this board off for the second time, I decided to drill a load of holes in through this one stanchion here. I've actually drilled holes in this stanchion too, but that doesn't matter, that's to bring more cables across. And basically the idea is that I can now bundle all these up inside here and keep them nice and low, and there's enough room to pull this forward obviously, and then I have extra holes that I can push through the other wires so that the behind the fuse box isn't too much of a mess. It's still going to be a mess, there's going to be a lot of wires there, but the white 240 should be going across the top, so that should stay all very high. All the Ethernet is going to be down here, so that should be staying out the way down there, and then any new cables are in the middle. So it does stay nice and tidy to some degree. So this is ridiculous, I know, but might as well share it, eh? I just went and took this junction box out of my old van. I just had a little bit of a moment when I was in there pulling this out, and I realised that I've been quite busy over the past 3 weeks, and the plan is that that van's getting sold. So I could potentially never go away in that van again. I've lived in that van for like a significant amount of time, and I've had some great times in there. So I know it's only a vehicle, but that's more of a home to me. So that's weird, man, so weird. Okay guys, so this 240 system, 240 volt system in the UK standard, this is going to be very simple. Basically, instead of me having to go into the fuse box to do any work or add any systems into this, I'm putting the fuse box in down on the control panel, and then I'll have one cable coming out and running into this junction box, which will be this cable. So I might just add one more in there to feed it out in a moment, but other than that, this is ready to go in here, and I'm doing this behind the panel. So this is all going to be hidden away behind, so if I ever need to add anything, I just pull the panel away and I can go straight into the junction box. That's the plan. So we're changing plans again. The reason being, the weather is actually still pretty good outside. It's getting on a bit now, it's getting late, but it's sunny and it's dry, so we might as well measure up the holes for over here and drill some holes, get the breather on, so I can actually pull that out, put the breather on, and then all this can be done and dusted. So I was a bit confused myself there then, but what I'm actually doing is drilling 4 holes in here now. There's going to be 1 for the breather, then there's going to be 2 for the overflow. Now because the tank is situated nearly level with the floor, it's obviously not level with the floor, but the top of the tank is where the bottom of the floor is. So if you just take a pipe from the underneath of the floor and take it straight down, every time you go around a corner or the tank sloshes, or when the tank's full, you'll actually lose your water. It will just slowly disappear out the overflow. So I'm going to come up and down with it. So it's actually going to come out of the tank, it's going to come up here, across, back down again, and that's when it will overflow. This U, it's opposite to a U bend basically. This U should mean that it can only come out of it when pressurized. When there's a lot of water going into here, it should technically come up. As long as it's not higher than this or the breather, then it should come up, across, down and onto the floor and tell you that your tank is full. That's the theory. So there needs to be a breather, 2 for the overflow, and then there needs to be the water inlet. Realistically, you want the pump as close to the tank. You don't want it having to pull from a long way away. It does say on the Shurflo water pump that it will pick up at 6 feet, I think. It's definitely not 6 meters. So if I had the water pump on the roof and the tank here, technically it should be able to pick that up and still have the same amount of pressure. It's a self-priming pump. So enough of that, let's carry on. Right, so we might have a clean working environment here, but I can guarantee on the outside that looks a right mess. So you've probably just seen me drill 4 holes, but that's the idea. The reason I didn't do slots was to stop chafing as well. If I do the individuals, they won't move as much. When they are sticker flexed in place, they won't move. So once I've cleaned the holes up, bit of sticker flex, they'll be good. So I'll go outside, I'll clean that up now, and then we'll get them fed through. Alright, so that's the idea for the breather. Obviously it's got to go onto the tank at the bottom, but I thought this way I don't have to waste anything, you see. I can cut it very close to the tank underneath now. Now, with the water inlet and the water system on this van, I'm using the Shurflo pump and everything needed, accumulator, filter, with all the push fit fittings. Not using this pipe, this is just purely for breather and overflow. What I am going to be using is the John Guest 9mm inner, 12mm outer diameter water pipe. So I treated myself to a new tool. So this is going to be for shearing the pipe, and it should make life dead easy. I should be able to get this right up next to the water pump as well, and won't be an issue. Should make life easy. I don't know. Thing seems quite lethal, to be honest with you. They, or it, is the sharpest knife ever. Honestly, on a ratchet handle, that would take your finger off, no problem. So I'm going to go and do this one outside. It's pretty self-explanatory, like I say. It just wants cutting and putting onto the breather connector that you've seen me do. I'm not going to lie, that cut like butter. Honestly, that was really, really good. I have played with them in the garage a little bit, I've not cut anything with them, but I was just having a little play and they seemed like hard work. That's a lot of cranking. Anyway, I'll show you just how easy it cuts though. So, once you've cranked it up, obviously a thin bit is even harder to cut, but watch this. That stuff's not easy to cut. Got my Jubilees though. And don't scrimp on your Jubilees. That is one thing that I will say. You want your Jubilees to be able to really crimp on that cable. You don't want to put a couple of turns on it, it slip and then go, oh, it'll be alright. No, get a proper Jubilee. They're not that expensive. What are they, Kev? £5 for a box or something? 50p a clip? Hey, not bad. So, I think that's a good reason to get everything out and have a good look. Even if you've planned all this out in your head a little bit, and most of the time things come like this. So you can just add the filter straight onto here, fantastic. And if you buy a Shurflo accumulator, I'm pretty sure, not 100%, that it comes with similar fittings to this, male and female, so that you can just attach it straight onto the pump. I think it will actually benefit me to keep the ground level clear, so I can actually slide things into here. If anything is in here, it could potentially slide over here. So I don't really want the water pump, the filter, because this is probably the most delicate part of this. The connections around the filter, the bottom of the water pump housing, and this thing, the Shurflo accumulator was about £70 English pounds. This was about a third of that. I am going to have to put a tiny little bit more pressure in it because this is only set at 10 psi, I think, and I think these operate at 20, so you have to sort of find the level. Too tired to think. I'm going to chuck all this back in the box. I don't like to leave too much out in the van, and I'm going to eat, shower and go to bed. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow in the morning. Hopefully I'm a little bit fresher. Alright, good morning guys. Well, a bit brighter today, but Father's coming down and hopefully we're going to go out, order the very last bits of wood that I need for this. And then this weekend is going to be the final building section. So hopefully, as long as it's all built by the end of this weekend, we're going to be happy. And Dad's going to be painting hell of a lot after this weekend, I think. So, we managed to get a few things wrapped up last night. Apologies for not picking the camera up or doing anything with the camera. A friend came round to sort out this. And we ended up having some dinner and chillaxing. Unfortunately, I forgot to sign off. So, we've got a beautiful clean carb. We've got electrics that are sorted out to some degree. Slight problem with the solar setup, but I'll explain all that another time. And yeah, let's get tidied up and basically get ready for Father coming. Alright, so I think a good thing for me to be doing this morning is to actually get these switches put into this panel so that yeah, we're getting ready to actually wrap this side up, I think. So I've actually got all the wires done for this. We've got the 240 volt feed in, got my switches drilled in, and also I've got the holes drilled for USB and a cigarette lighter. So excellent. Also over here, trying to give you a quick update on what's actually going on. Taking out the gas cabinet, and my father is now currently painting that. So it's probably a good idea, while I've got a little bit of room around this area, to actually get all the water sorted out, and then feed some water pipe in from underneath. So you've probably noticed, rather observant, these people on YouTube, this is what I was waiting for. I ordered this the other day so that I can attach the accumulator straight to the water pump. I did some research and it would look like you can attach it direct. You don't need any flexi, you don't need any amount of water previous to the accumulator. It can be direct. So so I'm not tasting these, by the way. I'm just adding a little bit of moisture onto it, so when it pushes through the seal, there's no chance of it nipping or rolling the seal. A little tiny bit of moisture on there is great. You don't want any kind of greasy lubricant in there, because it's your water system, and potentially I'm going to be drinking from this. So just a little bit of my own saliva, I'm happy with that. So I'll go and show you underneath, and I'll explain what I think will be happening. Potentially, I think I need one more part. I've just got one part from eBay that I was waiting on that I needed to do this, and there's another part which will be another valve stop tap. Now the reason for that will be for a drain underneath, but because you will see there's already a valve there, that's just to isolate the tank if I ever have to take the tank out. So I can very easily just turn this and I can have it off like so, and then I can quickly disconnect the whole system from here and take the tank out nice and easily. But to actually drain the tank, we will have to put a T-piece in down here so that it can just shoot out to the side and be easily accessed by a valve. That's the idea. So this needs to be put into a T-piece so that we can actually take a feed up to the pump and then drop the tank out to the side if we need to. That's the plan. As you can tell, there's not much room under here. I keep saying it, but I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. It's probably the easiest thing for me to do. Okay guys, so water system is set up ready to be sent all the way down to the kitchen, so I can actually forget about this completely. All it actually needs is the water pump switch going on it and a fuse going in, and then that's wired up. Should be plumbed up. The underneath, I've put a T on it, but I'm waiting for another valve. I've only got these two valves at the moment. Wait for another one from underneath, and then it's simply cut a length of pipe, put a valve on, straight in. Alright guys, so we are going to finish this on time, which, let's be honest, it's looking unlikely at the moment. So, So I've worked out I need quite a lot more wood than I expected still. And I've come up with a good idea for basically making them look a little bit better than just panels, but you'll have to wait and find out. My friend's going to come and help me do some sanding hopefully over the weekend. I've literally just sized up all the wood, everything's measured, and I'll go and buy some wood tomorrow morning, cut it all, build some fronts. So I'm going to wrap it up. I am absolutely starving, need to get some tea, some dinner, some whatever you want to call it. I'm knackered, I'm absolutely done. It's Friday night and the sun's going down and I'm still in the van. Oh, time to get some food and go to bed. Cheers guys, hopefully we get this wrapped up in the month that we're hoping for. It's going to be a serious push in the last few days. Cheers guys, catch you tomorrow. Boom, and then later when the silicone door sticker flex, that was all in one. When they are sticker flexed,